Welcome back, fam.
In 500 feet, take the Interstate 40 East ramp on the right toward Nashville.
To another video. A channel where I help all you men out there level up by telling you what I'm doing to level up. Which is pretty much right now, semen retention, fasting, all that good stuff. So, if you want to level up, you're a man in your 20s, your 30s, whatever, and you want to be a bigger, better version of yourself.
Now take the Interstate 40 East ramp on the right.
Hit subscribe. I've got a pretty wild day here. Just a lot going on with work, and I'm heading out of town for the holidays tomorrow morning, so I'm headed to go get my car charged up. I've legit been in high beta brainwave states all day long, just doing, accomplishing all this stuff. So it's been a long day. It gets I can feel I'm a little tired. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night, like I kind of have been dealing with. But guess what? On semen retention, you still get shit done. You know? What is that? You're still able to get after it, you know? You still got this energy, you got this power built up to push through. So I'm just checking things off my list. It's all working out, and I was trying to figure out what I was going to talk about, because I basically told you guys, hey, every day I'm going to keep hopping on here and making an update on my semen retention streak and all this stuff. Today is day 65, by the way, on my streak, which is absolutely my record. Going at least, my next goal is 90, and then 100, and then 120, and, my goal is to really, it seems like I really want to go all in on myself in the new year. And just see how long I can go with this. And I got to thinking what I was going to talk about, because like I said, I committed to doing a video a day, and I've done that for like 45 days, 50 days now, which, by the way, I credit to my balls, man. They're full, right? I've got this consistency to just keep following through and keep doing the thing. If I said I would do it, I'm going to do it. So that's kind of the secret sauce, the cheat code to this. But as I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, it occurred to me that you really only win big on semen retention when you get to the point where you just don't want to quit. You know what I mean? Where you do it long enough, you see enough benefits where you're kind of obsessed with it, and you're like, no, I don't want to quit. I don't want to give this energy up.
In 1 mile, take exit 201A on the right onto Charlotte Pike.
If you can just do semen retention long enough to the point where it hits and you just don't want to stop, guys, that's where you win. I think there's a lot of men out here that are trying semen retention for a few days here, a few days there, maybe a week here, and then they're off for months, and a few days there, whatever, and I'm not getting the results, Oh, out of lights. Oh, I'm not getting the results that I wanted. It doesn't work for me. Everybody's just making it up.
Now take exit 201A on the right.
These guys on YouTube talking about their semen retention journeys, they're just doing it for the clicks and the clout, and it works for everybody but not me. Maybe you just haven't done it long enough. You think about that? maybe you just need to go longer. Maybe it just so happens that there's benefits that are going to be unlocked the further these streaks go for you.
In 1,000 feet, turn left.
Thanks. And maybe you're just not there yet. Think about it like this, guys. If you know for a fact that your energy bucket is completely full, then maybe you have the right to start complaining that semen retention isn't working or like in you there. But like, if you're like, nah, there's probably a good chance that my energy storehouse isn't completely maxed full, well then guess what? You need to go longer. Because you're going to feel the benefits as that storehouse, that energy goes higher and higher and higher. If you're not feeling the benefits of it, I'm willing to bet you're either at the very top and you have complete energy full and like you already like get to live at that baseline with these benefits, which I highly doubt it, that very many men are, getting to live that. But or your bucket is so empty, guys, that it's going to take time for that thing to get refilled, and there's going to be flatline, you're going to feel like shit, and you might not see the benefits until you really get on a good streak, until you really get on a solid 20-day streak, 30-day streak, 40-day, 50-day. Again, I'm on day 65, and there's still ups and downs because I am aware enough to realize that I've spent many years depleting my energy source, my bucket, from a host of things, from a lot of health stuff, a lot of medical stuff, surgeries, medications. Where should I park here? Bro's taking my spot. I have arrived to the charging facility. Let's see here. Reverse. We in? We in. God bless cars that self-park. Am I right? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take you on the road here while I walk around. All right, we're in business. Maybe I'll just set up camp over here, walk around for a little bit. When I charge my Tesla, I don't like to sit in it because of the EMF, like I can feel it. I don't like that, so that's kind of a negative of these cars. But other than that, they're freaking awesome. What I was saying is this. I don't know if that's gonna work or not. I might just have to hold you guys up. Back to the semen retention. I don't think you're doing it long enough if you're not seeing the benefits, right? And there's going to come a point where you do this long enough and you realize like how difficult it is to keep starting over. How difficult it is to to just put yourself through that, getting on a streak, depleting, get on a streak, depleting. And realizing that when you do make a relapse, the body gets used to this concept, this feeling of the energy moving down instead of moving up in your body, right? So you've got these chakras, these energy centers throughout your body, and all the greatest people in the history of the world of all time knew that you want to move that energy up. You want to take that sexual energy, which is your life force and your base, your root chakra energy center. You want to take that and you want to move that up. You want to move that up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to your head. And you want that energy in your head. Because when that energy is in your head, you get to use it to create with, manifest and play with, and come up with ideas, and literally rewire your brain and your reality. And that's what you want to be doing. But when you hold a streak, even if you got on a solid streak, and then you release and then you let it go, the body, it leans towards favoring that again. And now the energy for a while is going to want to move down, top down instead of down up. And then you're going to be wanting it more. You know what I mean? It's like once you give into the thing, once you give into sex or, PMOing, and once you give into that, your body is like, yo, that was great. Let's do that again. And then that's where this habit, what do they say? It takes like 30 days, 20 days to make a habit. But it doesn't take very long to break it, does it? And that's because your body is, again, it just, whatever you do, it tries to get used to it with muscle memory to just make it easier. So this, what I'm saying is, if you haven't gotten on a streak to the point where you're like, damn, I really don't want to give this up. It's like, oh, I could go release. Oh, this girl's beautiful, this girl, whatever. But also like, bro, I'm on day 65. Fuck. That would be a real bummer, wouldn't it? To have to give that up, knowing that I'm going to start over from zero, and then you go back through the more difficult parts, the days 0 to 7 or 0 to 14, where it's on your mind and you're like wildly horny. And do I want to do that? Do I want to give up that energy? Because guys, when you get on these longer streaks, you start aiming this energy, and you start aiming this at your life and your passions and your goals, and pretty soon stuff starts to get easier. I'm telling you, life starts to get on easy mode. And now I'm thinking like, okay, this girl's cute, right? There's no way I want to break this with just, a screen in my hand, like that to me is just the worst conceivable way to break such an impressive streak. What a bummer of a way to exit. It's like, okay, but if there's a beautiful woman, it's like, okay, does she check all the boxes? Does she bring more value than my life being on easy mode and everything just working for me and getting easier and feeling more purpose and excitement and happiness and joy and less anxiousness and fear? And like, guys, you start making a pros and a cons list here of everything that you're gaining versus everything that you would lose, or versus what she would bring to the table. And I was like, damn, I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. Which is why I think if you really want to see the benefits of this, again, I'm just talking from my experience, you got to get on a streak, guys, to the point where you're actually like, damn, I don't want to give this up. I know what it took to get here, and I know what it's doing for me, and I'm starting to see these effects and these results. I don't want to give I don't want to give that up. It doesn't matter how hot the girl is. I don't want to give that up. So my question is this: how many of you men out here, how many of you guys have gotten to a streak like that? You know, I would assume you really start thinking like this once you get to streak probably like 30. Once you get that first month in the books, it's kind of like, dang, like I know this is going to keep compounding. And if I spend the money, if I pull it out of the account, the sperm bank, that's funny. If I deplete the sperm bank, the money's got to start over before it can compound. It's just like investing, right? It's just like how, you know, you put a few $100s away in an investment portfolio or whatever that compounds, right? 15% a year, S&P 500. It's like 16%, but that doesn't seem like much until you're a few years in, and all of a sudden 2,000 is compounding. Now you have 5,000. You keep adding to it. You keep storing more money in the account and adding to it, and pretty soon you have $10,000 a year compounding, and then you have $20,000 a year compounding. But guess what? If you want to be a maniac and pull all that money out and go drop it on something reckless, and then you want to start over again, it's going to take time and a little bit of pain and effort, and you're going to realize, shit, what did I do? Why did I take this resource and go spend it on this thing, this object in my external that I really thought it was going to make me happier and like solve this for me, and it didn't. I blew it on just fun and entertainment and stuff, and now I have to go back to saving up again. I think that's probably a really good analogy that I haven't heard before. So you heard it here first. It's like, why would I do all that work? Be so smart with that resource to then just go pull it all out and blow it on something stupid? That's the way that this semen retention is starting to feel. It's like, I have worked so hard for this. Day 65, guys, there's not many men that can say they've gotten there, or if they have, they're just not showing it or telling anybody about it, because it doesn't seem like very many men get there, let alone 30 days or 20 days or 2 weeks even. So once you get on these long streaks, you'll know what I mean. You'll know exactly what I mean. Men, those of you who have gotten there, have gotten to these longer streaks, let us know in the comments how far you are. And if you're experiencing this too, where you're like, shit, I'm on day 90, and now all these, you know, the conundrum is like, then all the women, the attention of the stuff starts happening because you're just magnetizing it all to you. Now I'm getting all the attention. It's, yeah, that's the conundrum. That's I guess the paradox of life as a man. It's like when you finally don't want anything and you're detached from everything and you're finally satisfied in and of yourself, then you get everything. And then this stuff starts coming. I don't want the women anymore. I'm obsessed with keeping all my energy in, and now they start coming to me. And then you got to decide, what's your why? Why are you doing this? Is your why strong enough, more valuable? Does it carry more weight than a beautiful woman popping in your life who doesn't really check all the long-term boxes, but she's a smoke show and you would have bang? You know? What's your why, guys? You got to have a crazy why, and you really need to understand the value, guys. This isn't some just little parlor trick thing that we're doing. This turns into a lifestyle. This turns into your legacy. This turns into your soul's mission on this, you know, in this timeline. And once you start to have that perspective, you're gonna start seeing like, damn, this is actually bigger than what I thought it was. This isn't just trying to hold off on a little bit of pleasure. This is taking back my power, my life, my life source. Dang it. I clicked the button and it stopped the video. We're back with another one. Again, I don't like being in my car when I'm charging it, electric charging. I can literally feel the EMFs. I think my body's pretty sensitive to that by now. I can just feel it like in my gut. It's gross. So I like to walk around. I've got like a 10-hour drive back home to see family for Christmas, so that'll be interesting what I'm gonna do while I let my car charge on these trips. Oh well. Back to what I was saying though, guys. Get on a streak that's long enough and then you can decide if there's actually benefits, because again, if you haven't experienced it, you're gonna say this is all BS, everything that these guys are talking about isn't real, whatever. Yeah, you're probably just way too depleted, and your body needs time to store all that sexual energy up. You need to plug all these holes. Like, here's another one. Plug all these holes. That wasn't actually meant to be sexual. But yeah, plug the holes so you don't dive in them. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought on plug the holes. But yeah, get on a streak. You know, think about it like this. I know what I was going to say. You've got this, what I was saying, this analogy, this bucket of energy. Guys, crap diet is also draining, poking holes in that bucket and draining the energy. Other crap habits. We're not just talking PMOing. We're not just talking about your sexual energy here. There's other things that you also need to address. Address those things, patch that bucket up, and then give it some reasonable time here to try this out before, jumping on nothing works. It's not possible. It's made up. It's a myth, whatever. Do you guys understand that your body is literally a battery? I was watching it's funny making these videos in public because I've got all these people just like watching me as I talk and everything. Do you realize there's two things I want to touch on? I've got time here, so I might as well. One is your body being a battery, but the second thing is I was watching a video of this guy who is talking about his journey on semen retention, and he's an older gentleman, like 50, 51. And he was explaining the fact that an orgasm is quite literally called an orgasm because it is pulling the best cells from your organs. That's why the base word there is organ, orgasm, organs. When you release, it doesn't matter if you're with a woman, with your hand, with a screen, whatever, in a dream, wet dream, you are taking the best cells from every organ in your body and pushing and sending it out because your body is trying to create the highest quality, healthy next human to give that energy to, right? So, lady was looking at me, man, trying to mess up my thought, these NPCs. You're literally taking the best cells from your body to put into this human. Guess what, guys? That is why you feel exhausted as a man. That is why you want to sleep. That's why the next days after feel kind of like a hangover and you lose all momentum and like motivations because you gave up literally the best parts of you for someone else. And if you weren't actually making a human, well, congrats. You just wasted it. And on an energetic level, you also gave the energy to the woman. If you're with a woman, you're not just wasting it in general. Do you understand like the significance of this, the impact of that on your ability to manifest and like be healthy, like be your healthiest self? You realize that takes a toll on your health, right? You giving up the healthiest cells. You realize if you're having liver or kidney issues or heart issues and you're constantly releasing, well, guess what? You're still pulling the best liver, kidney, heart cells out of you to release so that you can, hopefully create a great human, a high quality human. But guess what? If you have health issues, you should not be releasing. You should be on semen retention. Any of you dealing with health issues, quit being gooners. Good God, think about it. It's literally self-harm. It doesn't matter if it feels good or not. It feels good because that is the way biology needs to exist so that we continue to procreate and make sure life continues on, generation after generation after generation. Man up and fight it. Life isn't all about pleasure, guys. Men who lack purpose chase pleasure. Get some purpose. Quit chasing the pleasure. This is pretty good lighting right here. I should have just stopped right here. You're literally giving up the best cells of your body for what? A quick experience. Yeah, it's fun when you get to have sex with a beautiful woman for a while, and yeah, maybe you go for an hour or two. Those are my personal favorite experiences. But even still, the release, like that pleasure at the end, guys, it's a short-term thing. It doesn't last, and you give up so much for that experience. Like, is it worth it? Is it actually worth it? So that was the first thing that he was talking about. He was talking about, the fact that we're giving up these best cells of ours. The second thing is, reminding us that we're a battery, guys. The human body is a battery. We have this energy source in the bottom, our root. We have this energy source in our head, and the energy moves between the two, and that electric charge moving up and down your spine, it creates a magnetic field. It creates magnetism. And that is where we start to get this energetic magnetic field that spreads out around our bodies. And dude, these things can spread from anywhere 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 feet, like long. Your field can be huge, especially when you're charged up and holding your energy. So that's why you walk into a room, people can just feel you. They might feel you before you open the door because your energy field is spreading. It's moving and spreading into that area. It goes literally before you and behind you and all around you. So when I'm talking about magnetizing my dreams and my ideal life and things getting better and life getting on easy mode, guys, it's because it's pretty simple. It is my magnetic field growing and becoming stronger, and thus I have greater pull, greater attraction to the things that I desire. And because women are the opposite of men, right? Where polarity is, like the masculine, the feminine, right? We're natural opposites. As my field grows bigger and bigger and stronger, guess what? Guess what's going to be naturally pulled in to my magnetism, to my field? Women, the feminine, are going to be attracted to it. So this is why men are saying, like, dude, I get on these streaks now and these women can't keep their hands off of me, and they don't even know why. They aren't even like able to put it into words why they can't keep their hands off of me or why they are so attracted to me. They won't know always, but they will feel it. And women, they're these creatures that are so they're so good with these like sixth senses where they can just sense, they can just feel. They're great feelers. And yeah, they can smell when people say they can smell it on you. No, it's not about smelling, but yeah, like they can feel this energy. And guess what? It's not just women. Men too. Everybody's going to be able to feel your energy picking up. Dogs, animals, they're very sensitive to this as well. Children, babies, like everybody can feel it, and they want to be around bigger, stronger energy fields. I wonder what my car is at. Like, 75%. So we are literally bodies, these human bodies of ours, they're literally batteries, guys. We are generators. We are energy generators and storage all in one. And if you understand this, you should understand, damn, how do I get my energy up? How do I get my battery filled up so that life just becomes easier? I can do what I want. I can get what I want out of life. Because guess what? I've gone through seasons, guys, where I was dealing with so much dis-ease and all this stuff that I didn't have any energy to do the stuff that I wanted. I didn't have any energy to barely do life as a whole. You know when you're feeling down, when you're feeling sick, when your energy is low, how motivated are you to go have your dream life and do these things that take energy and have courage and confidence to take risks and all of this stuff? How well does that work out for you? It doesn't. It doesn't work out well at all. But when your energy is high, guys, and you're feeling good, you got a good night's sleep, and you just like get to run, jump out of bed in the morning, go straight into your day, and you got energy all day long and everything's just working, right? You feel like a different version of yourself. And I've had some of those days where I'm like, wow, life is awesome. Life is easy. And the only reason I was talking like that and acting like that was why? Because my battery, my human battery, my body battery was full. So what we're doing with this semen retention is we are literally storing up all this energy in our base, and we're moving this up. We're transmuting this, we're pulling this up, whether we're doing it through working out, whether we're doing it through, using our mind, our mental energy for business or whatever we're doing, schooling, learning, whatever. You can use breath work to do this, to literally pull that energy, siphon that energy up and out, which I still need to get a little bit better at that. It's just, I don't always love it. I do Dr. Joe's when I get a chance. His breath work, and it's phenomenal. Somebody leave a little cupcake here? Little cupcake? God, look at it. If that's not the shittiest looking food you've ever seen, look at those. I can't even call that food. Those dyes and those chemicals, and gross. That's what I'm saying. You eat that food, guys, you ate that trash, your frequency goes down. Your energy goes down. So your body has to deal with that. It has to get rid of the chemicals, the toxins, all of this stuff. So now you've got a decision. You've got to decide, okay, everything I do in life is either adding to my energy, my battery, or subtracting from it. This even comes to people that you're around that you don't want to be around, right? These energy vampires that just, drain you. You know what I'm talking about. It's the holiday time. You're going to go see family that you do not get along with, but you're all there because it's family time, You'll know exactly who I'm talking about. You've got people in your life that siphon your energy. So it could be food, it could be literally people, it could be activities. Again, it's like holding your seed, semen retention, sex, all this stuff. It's all either adding to or subtracting to your battery, which is then deciding the quality of life that you get to live and the things that you get to do and the version of you that you get to be. The size of your magnetic field that is constantly reaching out ahead of you, drawing things to you, magnetizing things to you. So why not love yourself enough to say, hey, I have existed in this world for, let's say, 20, 25 years, and I have always just been under the influence that, oh, it's normal to release every day. Oh, it's normal to eat junk food and not exercise and just to not really be around people I love, but like, whatever, it's fine. And, you know, negative influences. And let's say you've been living that life for 25 years. Isn't there a possibility, guys, like what is the chance that you could just love yourself enough for one season to say, hey, I've had 25 years to experience all of this stuff over and over and over and over again. What if I decided to just love myself? What if I just decided to love myself enough for a season to give all of that stuff up and say, hey, what if I'm wrong about all of this? What if this Jason guy and all these other guys on YouTube who, let's be real, guys, do you think any of us want to be out here talking about semen retention? You think that's exciting? You think that's our purpose? You think that's my purpose in life, that I thought, wow, you know, as a kid, I'm gonna talk about semen retention for the masses. No, I'm talking about this because it's changing my life and it's changing other men's lives, and it'll change your life as well if you have the balls and the courage to do it and try it out. And no one told me about this, and that's literally why I'm making these videos as I'm out here charging my car at the Tesla station. Because guess what? I'm passionate about this. I want to level up. I'm always ready to level up, and I want you guys to level up as well. So if one man out there, one guy hears this and it changes his life, hell yeah, it's worth it. It's a ripple effect. But think about it. Just give yourself a shot. Take one season to finally go all in on yourself. One season to finally just love yourself enough, to prioritize yourself enough to give up this pleasure, this short-term, meaningless pleasure that you've experienced thousands and thousands of times. Guys, you've experienced it thousands of times. Give it up for a season and see what happens. This is like when I do like a 5-day dry fast, which I did a few weeks ago. I gave up all food and all water for 5 days. And it was fantastic. My body actually got to experience so much deep cleansing and healing. How do you think I got through it, guys? Because I've already had 30 years of experience eating all the food, drinking all the water. So when it got really hard, you can literally just like pull from that memory. But I just remind myself, I'm like, bro, you have had 30 years of experience with food and water. You can go 5 days without it. Quit being a little bitch, dude. You can go 5 days without it. That's what I reminded myself. You have had, if you're 25, you've had 25 years of experiences with masturbation, or, you know, the corn, the orgasm, like the PMO, and all of this stuff. You already know what it feels like. Nothing's new. It's not a new experience every time you do that now, right? It's the same old, same old. So what if you said, hey, okay, I already know what that feels like. Let me try something new, something that's challenging and difficult, but has the potential, like these guys are saying, to completely change my life for the better. Think of that as an investment, guys. There's no cost. except giving up pleasure. We call that asymmetric value. Asymmetric proportion, you know? This is, as investors, what we want to look for. We want to put in $1 and get out $10. With semen retention, we want to find something that, wow, holy crap, you mean if I give up this for a month, I get a lifetime of courage and opportunities and being the best version of myself in my dream life, and higher quality women, higher quality people around me, bring bigger value to the world? You mean I get all of that just by giving up for a season and letting my body reset itself back to factory settings? Holy crap. Duh. When you put it in investment terms like this, guys, it should make a lot of sense for you. Holy crap. Yeah, that makes so much sense. I hope this is resonating with you, because it makes perfect sense to me, and it's effing cold out here. But I told myself I was going to make a video while my car charged, so here we are. Semen retention will change your life, but you got to go all in on yourself. You got to love yourself enough to do it. And you guys, you got to get on a streak big enough that you don't want to give it up. And once you get there, you start seeing the benefits, you start seeing what is possible, who you're turning into, you're going to realize you want it to keep going. And when you get addicted to elevating yourself, leveling yourself up, energetically, physically, spiritually, and that semen retention is the energy field, the force field, the energy source fueling all of this, you're not going to want to give it up. Not to say you can never have sex again, not to say you can never be in a relationship again. The right woman will be attracted to you inevitably because of what you're doing. She'll be higher quality, and you will become a version of yourself that maybe doesn't even want to be fooling around with all these chicks anymore. That doesn't want lower frequency shit in your life, whether it's good or whether it's got pleasure or whether it seems good, whatever. You're not going to want it, and it's not going to be attracted into your life. And you're going to start attracting higher experiences and people and things and higher frequency things into your life. And you'll go into this not even wanting that. You'll go into it for the female attention and all this stuff, and it's going to slowly start to change you. I can say that because I'm on day 65 of this streak, and I'm telling you, it's slowly starting to reprogram what I want in life, how I show up in life, how I move in life, in ways that I wasn't expecting and I didn't want to change. And yet here I am changing, even though my initial reason for doing this was something completely different. It's going to happen. It's going to happen to you. Get on a streak. Get on 30 days. Hit 30 days and then tell me it doesn't work. Hit 45, hit 50, hit 60 days and tell me this doesn't work. You're going to get addicted to it, and pretty soon you're going to be just like me and just like all these other guys, making videos, sharing your story, sharing your results, so other men can actually start to level up from your experience. This has to be the shakiest quality video anyone has ever made and put out on the internet. We're getting close. And if nobody's told you guys, you're worthy and you are capable of this. I feel like sometimes as men, we don't get the emotional support, the words of support that women do, right? We're kind of brought up to suck it up and just to do the hard stuff and whatever. If you are alive, if you have a heartbeat, if you're here, if you're a man in this world, you're worthy of a better life. You're capable of a better life. You might not just have been shown the roadmap yet, and that's okay. But this video is showing you the roadmap. So then there's a fork in the road here. You've got two options. Just keep going with life as usual. And you can predict how life is always going to look. You know, when you When you struggle to get out of bed in the morning, do you know what that is? Not even that it was like a lack of sleep. I mean, like, you just don't want to get up and face the day because it's all the same. Do you know what that is? That is your body, as your ego, being able to predict your future. It knows everything that's going to happen. There's nothing exciting or adventurous in it, saying, wow, I can't wait for this. So much incredible stuff. I'm excited to get up and face the day and work on this. No, it knows exactly what it's been doing, and nothing looks like it's changing. It hasn't done anything to change, and because of that, it can predict what the future is going to look like. And it's not excited for that. It's not excited to get up and face the day. That's a sign that you got some work to do on yourself. So you got a decision here. You got a fork in the road. Okay. Maybe, just maybe, all these YouTube guys, these men talking about semen retention, all this stuff, maybe they're all full of shit, and I just keep doing what I'm doing. Life doesn't change. No risk, zero reward. Or maybe these guys aren't all full of shit, all coming up with the exact same story, these men who don't know each other. I don't know any of these other guys online. And maybe they are all just testing the same thing out on themselves in real time and actually getting the same results and just sharing it with you guys because it's so good. Maybe there's a chance that that is actually true. And if there is even a fraction of a chance that that is true in your eyes, you need to give it a shot. You need to go all in on this and try it out for yourself. Again, it's an asymmetric opportunity. If it is true, it changes everything. If it is not true, then who cares? Be done with it after a few months if you saw zero value. Go back to your life. You only lost a couple months that you invested in trying to become a better version of yourself. There's no loss there. See the logic? Hopefully. Well, I wasn't really sure what I was going to talk about this whole time, but as you can see, I always seem to find some sort of rant to go on about with this semen retention journey. There is always something. I'm always watching other videos and learning from other men and teachers and leaders in this space and trying to figure out, okay, how do I become a better man, a better version of myself? How do I show up better for myself? And each time I come on here, it seems like I have a new topic to share. So for those of you that liked some of those longer videos, well, this is going to be a long one for you. Guys, if you enjoy this, if you enjoy these conversations, the information, do yourself a favor, hit subscribe. My goal is I want to help you level up as a man. I want to help lots of men level up, and you are going to get so much value on this channel as I keep showing up here and just sharing what I'm doing in my life. So if that is exciting to you or at all valuable, hit subscribe, guys. 21% of my viewers are only subscribed right now. That's crazy. Crazy. If you're one of these guys that's been watching all my content and still hasn't subscribed, what are you doing? And leave a comment. Let me know where you're at in your journey, how far along you are, if any of this resonates, if any of this makes sense. And if you're a G that made it through this entire video, which is going to be like an hour, I think, drop me a comment. Let me know you made it all the way through, because you're a gangster, man. And I appreciate you. I'm glad you're getting some sort of value out of this. So, yep, day 65 in the books. Going strong. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace and love.